This is INBrief with Tim Murphy, co-CEO and Head of Research at Genium Investment Partners. First of all, Tim, thank you very much for participating in and attending the Investment Leaders Forum Noosa 2026.
Thanks, James. It's great to be here.
Tim, from your vantage point, what are the most important trends that are shaping portfolio construction decisions right now?
Yeah, well, there's obviously been broad product proliferation across the board, both in traditional asset classes, but I think that definitely the flavor of the month at the moment has been the private markets funds that have come to market. So I think it's a big consideration point for advisors when thinking about building portfolios that can, A, navigate different market environments, but B, is there opportunities here that we can really look to add into portfolios that are additive to clients for value?
Tim, how should advisors translate research into actual construction of portfolios when complexity is rising and they're looking at a much bigger and broader opportunity set than they've ever had?
Yeah, certainly complexity is definitely rising and choice is getting ever longer. So helping, being able to navigate that effectively is important. So, working with trusted partners and experts in the area is definitely, a key focus. With, where we're really seeing advice businesses that are most successful is, focusing on areas of expertise right across the value chain that are relevant and working with chosen experts in each area. So as it pertains to research and portfolio construction, working with and leaning into the expertise and resources of, specialist providers in that area, we're really seeing add value to advice businesses.
We're almost one full quarter into 2026 and we've been assailed by a full-on global crisis. Markets are in turmoil. So in this environment, from the advisor point of view, what really separates a truly resilient portfolio from one that maybe looks strongly diversified but only on paper?
Yeah, certainly, doing lots of scenario testing and really getting under the hood of what's in each of your underlying investments is never been more crucial. You look at now it looks like inflation's taking off again. Many traditional, inflation, or what's been seen traditionally as inflation protection hasn't necessarily worked so well, in most recent times. I think, if we have this sustained higher level of interest rates, that has broad implications for bonds, it has implications for equities, but equally too, it has implications for many of the alternative investments. So we think it's really important that you're understanding each component of a portfolio across all asset classes, what they're likely to do in different market environments. And when building portfolios, obviously having resilience against any one market scenario or factor that plays out.
One of the really interesting trends in the last decade, 20 years, Tim, has been that strategies and tools that are used at the highest end of the institutional market percolate down to the retail market. Is that always a good thing to have that broadening of capability within retail end portfolios?
It is if you've got the right expertise helping you to navigate that and isolate the areas that are in most use and most benefit to advisors and their clients. So that can be data, that can be technology, that can be specialist consultants or researchers that understand the ins and outs, the pros and cons of these different investments products, and being able to navigate those and pick and choose selectively the ones that can add value to advice portfolios.
So there can be too much choice, but there can also be using that too much choice to your advantage.
Exactly right. Yeah. So really being able to isolate the parts that can add value and do offer something different to a portfolio, is a positive development.
Across your career, Tim, what's a piece of advice on leadership that still really resonates with you?
Open, honest, genuine feedback and two-way conversation. Communication has never been more important, but always being open and honest with anyone, whether it's someone senior, someone junior, a colleague, a client. Always being able to, that really helps build trust, always helps where you stand. And I think it's better for everyone in the development of everyone's, career and expertise, that you're always open, honest, and have high integrity in everything that you do.
Tim Murphy, co-CEO and Head of Research at Genium Investment Partners, thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks, James.